Hi everyone, good morning to you. I'm in the morning here. If you are in the afternoon, good afternoon to you. And if you are in the evening, I want to say good evening to you. My name is 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. I'm a Microsoft MVP and MCT. Yesterday, I made a post on Zero Trust Security Framework, and I mentioned that you have 14 essential conditional access policy you need to use to make sure that you are adopting the Zero Trust Security Framework. And that policy or those policies are here. There are a lot, right? 14 from the very beginning. But one very sweet thing to tell you is that there is a way you can create all of them at once, right? Follow through and you can decide to manage them. What I mean is putting them in particular order, or maybe you want few of them or all of them to be on report only mode. You watch the audits and then you decide how to push one after the other live, or if you are sure of the impact of everything after a particular period of auditing, you can decide to turn them on to say, okay, you require multi-factor authentication for all administrator, secure security info registration, then you want to block legacy authentication or require multi-factor authentication for all users, and so on. So you can do this just by one method and you can manage all of them together. So let's see how that works. But before we even go on, what is Zero Trust Security Framework? So Zero Trust Security Framework, or the strategy, is to design a security principle for your organization. So Zero Trust helps secure corporate resource by implementing one, these principles to say verify explicitly, then use least privilege access where necessary, limit user access with just in time by using privilege identity management and just enough access, and then risk-based adaptive policy, right? And then assume breach all the time. So minimize the blast radius and segment access. So verify end-to-end encryption and use analytics to get visibility drive, threat detection, and improve defense, right? This basically what you want to do with what we want to quickly implement from the admin center. Okay, so I have the admin center open. This is a very fresh tenant, right? So if you come to the 𝗏𝗏𝗃 admin center and then you click on identity, from identity you will really be able to see the Entra admin center where you would normally go to set up your policies. Okay, so what you do is you are going to go to identity and that will take you here. So while in identity here, I'll just zoom in a bit. So if you scroll down to protection, so you will see conditional access. So if you come to conditional access, you're supposed to see policies. So if you come to policies, if you have conditional access policy set up, you're going to see them here on the list. So at the moment, I do not have anyone. Not because I do not have anyone. I created what I want to show you now on this fresh tenant, but I deleted all of them just so I can have like a fresh demo on this call. So if you come here, right, so normally you are going to click on create new policy, right, and then you set that up manually by giving it a name that suits what you want to achieve, then target people you want to target, the resources you want to. I've done the conditional access policy videos in my previous videos on the YouTube channel, so you may just want to check that out. So the conditions, the access control, grants, and then all of that, so that has been covered. Then this is about how you want the policy to go live. Do you want it to be on reports only just so you can audit what is happening? Do you want to turn it on immediately just so it can start implementation, or do you want to keep it off, right? So these are the states. So the report only is just for you to track what is really happening, and then you can use that to decide whether to turn it on or not. So having said that, let us see where. So apart from this, you also have option here to do new policy from template. This also I covered in some of the videos that are available in the channel here, the YouTube channel, right? So I may just be adding that link to the conditional access policy playlist on this video. So if you check further, you see that we have basic ones, right? Here you have also, you can see zero trust here, right? Require multi-factor authentication for admins, and then just a few of them here. So framework and then all of that, right? For this, you just pick them up. For example, you have this require multi-factor authentication for admins, which is also part of what is going to get created, and a host of others. So without further ado, let's go to the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 admin center, because you are not doing what we want to do now from the Entra admin center, right, as opposed to you using the template or creating from scratch. So for this one, you're coming here to the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 admin center, and what you are looking for is setup here. So if you click on setup, so what happens is you have like a list of things that are coming on here. I'm just going to zoom in a bit so that you can see it clearly. So yeah, so if you scroll down, you would see that you have sign-in security. Then you see here, you see deploy conditional access, right? Configure multi-factor authentication, you see deploy conditional access. This is what we want to use. So beyond that, you can see get your custom domain setup, help prevent insider risk and all of that. But this is what we want to use. So for you, this is going to be like this, but because I've used this once, I'm having it checked for me, right? So you just click on this, right? So now what happens here is you have options for you to get started. So it's saying it's defining conditional access policy to say Microsoft Entra conditional access policies to automate access decisions. So it looks at signals such as user, device, and location to enforce access rules. So this helps to balance security and productivity by and all of that. So it's defining what conditional access policy is. So now coming to look at it plainly here. So if you come here, because I've completed it once, it's saying completed, but I've deleted every policy that came with it. So I'm coming here to say get started. So if I click on get started now, so what happens is that it still defines for me everything that has to do with conditional access policy. So I'll come here, I have option to pick a template, right? So this is saying that I should select a security pillar. So I'm going to do this. So I will pick zero trust, which is the recommended, but just before then, I could review the definitions to see secure foundation, right? Secure foundation to read what secure foundation is all about. Securing the foundation means setting up a key security measure to protect the organization's IT infrastructure and all of that. So policy available. So if you do this, so it's going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 policies at a time, right? So if you do this, it's going to give you these 14 policies that I've highlighted in the post I showed you earlier, right? So if you come here to remote work, you can also see the policies that it's going to give you. So if you come to protection or protect administrator, you see all of this, right? So this is fine. So but the policy I want us to take as a template here is zero trust. So if you take zero trust, then you go to next. So what happens is that it will evaluate that for you, and then it's going to show you all of these. So look at it. So it's going to show you all of these. That is, if you turn this, open this now, you see report only, which is require multi-factor authentication. If you expose all of them, so what you're going to have is on report only mode. So now you select the policy that you want to select. So I want to pick all of them. So you just click through, right? Okay, so I've clicked through all of them while I just paused the video a bit. So the next thing is for me to click on this, which is the next icon. So what it's going to do is picking this for me. So I had the option to select this earlier, right? But it's picking it now automatically for me to see people are going to use multi-factor authentication app, authenticator app, which is the MFA app on the phone. Then if I also want FIDO key, I can also check it. If I check security-based authentication, I have some warnings here that simply ensure that the user enabled for certificate-based authentication and all of that. So I'm going to remove it, right? So I'm just fine with MFA app alone. So that's fine. So I come to this. I don't think I want to pick this, so I just do next. So what happens is that this is the time for me to review, right, and create. So it's telling me that you pick this, that is the yes, that is there. So that's fine. So the next thing I will do is to save and configure. So that's created and then it's finished, right? All of them are going to be in report only mode. So now we have created the policy. Okay, so now if I come back to the Entra admin center, and then you can see before I refresh that I have I do not. Okay, if I come here, right, if I come to, just hold on, if I come to conditional access policy, I can leave this. Then I come to policies, you would see that I do not have any policy here. So let me refresh here and let's see what happens. So if I scroll down, you already see that I have 14 policies now, right? So what are those policies? I'm just going to zoom in a bit, control this, so you can see that I have 14 of them, right? And what is each of them, what the state of each of these policies is on report only mode, right? So this is just a warning on the policy. Once this policy require approved client app or app protection policy, there is a red or a warning here to say the policy uses the client app grant control, which will be retired in March 2026. So that's just for our information. So all these policies are now here. So I would come into them one after the other and see if I look at the report and I feel like if I view the policy impact, view policy information, track all that is going on here, if I feel that it is fine for me to turn it on. So one thing to take note of is that it is excluding the user that is signed into this application, right? So that's one thing to know. So if I want to turn it on, I just turn this on and I save. That means that they require password change for high-risk user 𝗏𝗏𝐶𝗂 is going to be on read only, and then I can turn it yes to on and then click on save. So if I come to the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 admin center, we are also set up this policy. So I can come to the same place where I am, deployment guide, and then come to all guide, and I will see deploy conditional access policy. I can click on that. So when I do that, right, I'm going to see get started again. And then the next thing I will do is to come to review and manage existing policies. So from here, I can decide to turn them on one after the other, right? I can decide to do that. The ones I'm actually happy with to let go live. So once I turn those on, right, I can click on save. So at any time I want to turn either of them off, I can also come here and hit on this and they say off, right? And then I can save that and leave. So this is how to create all the policies required to ensure zero trust security model in your environment without jumping from one place to the other. So I hope this is useful and it is very, very clever of every organization to actually check this out. So I appreciate your time and have a wonderful day out there. Cheers.